behalf of our whole board, the Executive Director, Melanie Dodson, and our 4C staff, welcome to our 13th annual Champions for Children Luncheon. So for over 50 years, 4C's has been Sonoma County's leading child care resource, supporting children, families, and early educators. 4C's mission remains strong, providing access to quality child care and early education through advocacy, direct service, and empowerment. Your partnership and presence here today is vital to ensuring every local child in our community has access to the care that they truly deserve. So thank you for being here. Over the last 10 years, 4C's has grown significantly, serving more families than ever. However, of course, the need continues to outpace our resources. The ability to 4C's to do more is directly dependent on the support of our community, and there's still so much work to be done. That's why your support is critical today more than ever. Our children depend on the services we provide, and we can't provide them without people like you. Today, our incredible Executive Director, Melanie, will be sharing a few stories with you that show the impact of 4C's work in the community. We're also going to hear about the inspiring work that each of our 7 2024 Champions for Children is doing within our community. And yes. I am truly excited for all of you to learn more about their work. So, should we get this ball rolling? Great. Okay, so first I'd like to acknowledge the elected officials that are in attendance today. There are several, so please hold your applause until the end. Chris Rogers, Santa Rosa City Council, and who just won the State Assembly. Please hold your applause. Dr. Amy Carter from County Superintendent, Samantha Rodriguez, Roanoke Park City Council, Jeff Okrepke, Santa Rosa City Council, Eddie Engram, Sonoma County Sheriff, Gina Kuklis, Sonoma County Board of Education Trustee, Janelle Taylor from Rincon Valley Union School District Board of Trustees, Mariana Martinez, Santa Rosa Junior College Board of Trustees, Ed Sheffield, Santa Rosa City School Board, Stephanie Manieri, Santa Rosa City School Board, and Vic McKnight from Mark West Union School District Board of Trustees. That's a long one. Did I miss anybody? Oh. Thank you so much, and thank you all for being here and your service to the city. And of course, our event would not be possible without the generosity of our sponsors. And new to this year, we have our inaugural Champion Award sponsor, Summit State Bank. Summit's ongoing commitment to 4C's and our Champions for Children allows us to award each champion a $1,000 financial award today in support of their ongoing work. So we'd like to share a short video that highlights the partnership with Summit State Bank.
My name is Melanie Dodson, the Executive Director, CEO of the Community Child Care Council of Sonoma County, 4C's. 4C's work is essential for Sonoma County and for families and children and our community as a whole. We're here to support any of their child care needs for children birth to age 12 through child care vouchers and in helping connect parents and children of all of those ages to the programs that will support their needs. We also do a lot of training for child care providers and even helping them start their businesses. Developing a relationship with Summit State Bank has been a key partnership for our organization as we've grown over the years. Not only do they support us with our everyday banking needs, Summit State Bank has been key in providing technology support. They've also been a key part of our board of directors. And then the nonprofit partnership program by having those dollars that can fill in gaps that may not be filled by some of the state dollars as well. None of this would be possible without the amazing support of community partners like Summit State Bank.
Give one more round of applause. So we have several other sponsors that we want to acknowledge, so please hold your applause at the end this time. I'm going to run through them pretty quickly. We have our premier sponsors, PG&E and Flanagan Wines. Our event sponsors, Keysight Technology, First 5 Sonoma County, Exchange Bank, Leap Solutions, and George Peterson Insurance. Table sponsors, Freedman's Home Improvement, Sutter Health, Kaiser Permanente, EBA Engineering, Recology, the Heck Foundation, Paul Brunetta, Providence Western Health Advantage, and Sonoma County Office of Education. Friend sponsors, we've got Pat Boblin, Missy Dannenborg, Gary Hockman, Burbank Housing, Moss Adams, Risk Strategies, Sonoma Clean Power, and of course, our wonderful in-kind sponsors, Sound Ideas Media, Sonoma Media Investments, North Bay Business Journal, The Press Democrat, Accent Printing and Design, Petty's Pedals, and Dax Entertainment. Whew, let's give them We are so grateful for these sponsors and their generous support in joining us today. Thank you. Now, it is my pleasure to introduce your host and auctioneer for today's program. So please join me in giving a warm welcome to our newly elected State Assembly member and host today, Chris Rogers. So I get to say a few nice things about Chris before he joins the stage. Prior to his new role, Chris was elected to Santa Rosa City Council in 2016 and re-elected in 2020. He was selected by his colleagues to serve a 2-year term as the youngest mayor in the history of the city. Right on. Prior to his council career, Chris served as a legislative aide in Sacramento during his tenure with the California State Senate and was a senior staffer for Senator Mike McGuire, who is an early endorser of his campaign for assembly, along with several North Coast leaders. Additionally, he and his wife Sarah, a local nurse, welcomed their first child, baby boy Ellis, in May. Chris, we are so excited to see what the future holds for you, and honored to have you with us today. And finally, joining him is our auctioneer, Keith McLean. With a 30-year commitment to his nonprofit sector, Keith embodies a genuine passion for making a difference in people's lives. And his dedication lies in helping organizations achieve their fundraising goals. So today, Keith, we are truly, truly thankful for your dedication. Okay, and I will welcome to the stage. Enjoy. Thank you so much, everyone.
Good afternoon, everybody. How you doing? I think we need to give a big round of applause for the chairperson of the board, Jenny. Now, I would be shellacked at home if I didn't mention that we missed the most important thing in the bio. I am the child of a former children's champion who was honored about 4 or 5 years ago. Shout out to my mom at the Early Learning Institute. I have to say, I am so honored and proud to be here. Very excited to be inspired today. It is an incredible event every single year, and it's just so honored to be partaking in the 13th annual. As was mentioned, I've got a cute, adorable 5-month-old at home. And when my wife was in her first trimester, when we first started to tell people that she was pregnant, one of her friends walked up and said, "Well, what are you going to do about childcare?" She said, "I don't know, we'll think about that." And she goes, "Oh my God, you don't have a place yet? You're never going to find something in Sonoma County." And so I'm just, one, if you have any providers, come find me, any slots. But two, let's raise some money today for 4C's so they can continue to do the good work that allows families to go to work and have their families taken care of. Am I right? I'm going to kick it over to Keith here, and he's going to start to talk a little bit about what we're doing here today.
That's absolutely right. Thanks so much. So my friends, so glad to be back here with the Champions for Children Luncheon. This is my 7th or 8th luncheon, so really glad to be back. place feels like home. And I remember when we started, this was this little, it felt like it was a little nascent organization stuff. Now what's our budget? 40 million a year or something? Yeah, 53 million? I mean, the last day I think we grew another 13 million. You know, this has become really, I mean, the importance, not just what we do, but the scope of what we do is really, truly incredible here. So it's my pleasure to be back, as always. We've got a really, really fun program planned, and you're going to hear some just absolutely incredible stories. And Chris, why don't we start with a little rundown of what we're going to go over today.
Yeah, that sounds great. As all of you are here and know, we are going to get a chance to talk a little bit about the good work that's being done here in Sonoma County. We'll talk about some of the data. We'll talk about the impact and the plans for the future for the organization.
That's absolutely right. So you're going to hear these great stories, and then we're going to do what we call our Fund the Future, which is your opportunity to be generous and really help us make that difference for so many families and so many children here, right here in Sonoma County. So again, quality child care and preschool programs don't fund themselves, so that's why we're here today.
And then finally, we have 7 incredible organizations that are being honored today. We'll get to be inspired hearing about the work that's being done in our local community. We'll see videos about folks, and you will leave here feeling better about the future, seeing the work that's being done on the ground.
That's absolutely right. The best part is we're going to wrap up right around 1:30, so prepare to be inspired, and let's have some fun here, and let's get this started.
We're going to start this off by bringing up Melanie Dodson. You all know Melanie. She is the Executive Director for 4C's. She has been the Executive Director since 2008. She is the longest serving Executive Director for this organization in its history. She is incredible. She currently serves as an advisor on the Child Care Planning Council of Sonoma County. She's a member of the City of Santa Rosa's Violence Prevention Partnership. She is the chair of both the SRJC Child Development Advisory Board and the First 5 Leadership Advisory Board. Access to early education programs and foundation of early educational development has always been her personal passion, and she's a mother of 2 incredible kids. Let's bring up our Executive Director, Melanie Dodson.
Wow, what a day. I'm so glad we're here. As you guys know, anytime we're just planning an event, when people show up, it feels really good. So I really appreciate all of you being here today, and we're so excited to celebrate our champions and talk a little about 4C's. I'm not sure if I want to hold this microphone. Let's see. Oh, is that better? There we go. Now I can use my hands too. All right. So, let's talk a little bit about 4C's, but I think I'm going to start with, Tuesday was quite a day. So again, a huge congratulations to our newest assemblyman. Wow, are we lucky here. I'm so excited to continue our work together. I want to thank everyone who ran locally. It is so important that we have community members passionate about bringing their voice to our local government. So I really appreciate those who ran successfully and those who want to be a part of that conversation. And a huge thank you to you all for Measure I. Our kids, our future. Approximately $30 million a year coming into Sonoma County for children, child care, and early learning. We have our work cut out for us now to help realize the potential of these funds for Sonoma County kids, including teachers' professional development and wages, retaining and establishing beautiful facilities for kids, investing into our children's mental health. I just want to share with you that 4C's stands ready to support, guide, and provide expertise in partnership with First 5 and others to be the excellent stewards of those generous resources that you, our community, has committed to our children and caregivers in perpetuity. So thank you for that. We are so excited. As I think Chris said, this marks 24 marks my 16th year as Executive Director serving our 4C's mission. And today's our 13th annual Champions for Children. To date, we have 473 nominees and 78 champion alumni. Today, we're adding 7 more. Congratulations to all of our 2024 nominees. Our community is better because of all the work that we do together for kids and youth, and I'm so proud to be honoring you all today. So to get us up on the right foot, let's get grounded in kids and childcare and into 4C's. Our children from one of our 12 state-funded preschools, Bennett Valley Preschool, would like to say good morning to you and welcome. Bienvenidos y buenos días. So, a familiar song, and what adorable children, right? So sweet. Love getting out to our preschools when we get a chance. Bringing children together in circle time, in community, and singing together is one of many critical parts of an intentional early learning and play curriculum. It fosters our children's social skills, their language development, their listening skills, their emotional expression, and their cognitive skills. It's funny, when I was putting that list together, it made me think of another list, something that's really important to all of us as employers and in the community. A lot of those strengths transition right into teamwork, communication, collaboration, conflict resolution, critical thinking. And as an employer, as employers in this room, those are the things we're looking for in our potential and our existing employees. Look how they align. And yes, it all starts when they're really little. So do you know what else early learning programs and childcare do for our community? It allows moms like me, dads, guardians, and many of you in this room to go to work. And it's how your employees can be productive and present for you, knowing their children are safe and being educated and cared for in beautiful spaces. All that for one song? So now, with that beautiful reminder of how important our early learning and childcare programs are for children, for parents, for employers, and for our community, I am thrilled to share with you the critical impact that 4C's has made over the last 12 months. As you know, 4C's is your local childcare resource and agency, childcare resource agency, providing free services to all families and providers. So by a show of hands, how many of you in this room have used 4C's services yourself, or you know someone who's used 4C's services? That's a lot of hands. Thank you. We're so grateful that you've had that experience and that opportunity. It's always hard to know when I'm putting my talks together, like what to share. There's so much information. We are a huge agency, multi-service. We track supply and demand so that we know that we have the same number of licensed facilities that we did about in 2020 when COVID hit, but fewer slots today. We track our cost of care. So the average cost of $1,800 a month for full-time care. We know that child care is unaffordable for most people. There are many families still waiting for subsidized child care services. 4C's navigates parents to child care programs, and we train and coach providers. You know, child care as an industry is actually a market failure, meaning that the providers of the service cannot charge the true cost of care because their customers can't afford it. There are not enough teachers, there's low wages, but 4C's advocates. But if you know 4C's, you know all that. So today, I'm going to share a few impressive 4C's accomplishments from the last 12 months and stories of our clients who represent the recipients of these services. So let's start with the numbers. The numbers are up on the screen. They're also in your program. The two I'm going to point out to you today is that 64% of our budget, 64 cents of every dollar that comes to 4C's goes back into the community in the form of payments to child care providers for serving families who are eligible. and also for the food that they're serving the children. The other number that is incredibly worth mentioning is the 3,231 children that are receiving child care vouchers. That number represents a 304% increase from 4 years ago when we were serving 800 kids. That is the massive growth of our organization over the past 4 years. We enrolled 1,000 kids since January this year. And we've maximized all the state resources that have been provided to our organization. So the first story I want to share with you is about one of those families who is a recipient of the child care subsidized voucher. A single mom, we'll call her Mari, arrived at 4C's in tears our very last day of our open enrollments. She was anxious and overwhelmed. Mari worked night shifts to support her 3 young children, and she feared losing her job without consistent child care. It's always challenging to find child care in non-traditional hours jobs. 4C's staff reassured her and helped her secure a child care voucher. Together they found caregivers for her children while she worked. 4C support changed everything for her, creating stability and peace, allowing Mari's income to go to rent and groceries and the essentials of living here in our very high-cost county. 4C support also allowed her to really be present at work. Mari's story is just one of thousands of families who are strengthened by 4C's. The 4C's voucher program invested $26 million in payments into our community to providers this past year, to 830 child care providers. We recently heard from Mari. We followed up with her. She is planning for her future now. She's now going to school full-time while her kiddos are safe at La Casita Day School, and her new provider is caring for them in the evenings. There are so many more stories like her, and unfortunately there are still 2,300 children on our waiting list alone. Many of the 4C's families in both the child care voucher program and at our preschools work here locally and are employed by businesses that you are all very familiar with. You can see a partial list up on the screen. We could not fit them all. So 4C's is not only proud to support our families, but we support all of these employers. Many 4C services support our families that are in the most challenging and traumatic turning points in their lives. Child care allows families dealing with trauma to work towards stabilization, both emotionally and financially. At 4C's, child care is where we start working with the families, but it is the whole family approach that we know secures a better future for both the child and their family. We'll talk a little bit about our emergency child care fund. So 4C's wraparound case manager, Veronica, is co-located at Catholic Charities a few days per month, and she supports our families who are experiencing homelessness. Veronica shared that she met a father, we'll call him Anthony, who had received a call from the local child welfare department. His children had been removed from their mother's care due to neglect. Anthony immediately relocated back to Sonoma County so his children would not be placed into the foster system. He stayed at the shelter when he arrived here, supporting his 2 children, processing their own loss and trauma. His previous employer was able to rehire him, but without childcare, Anthony could not start his job or pay for rent. So 4C's was able to secure childcare for both of his children and enroll them within 24 hours. That is unheard of. State monies take a lot longer to get on the ground. Local dollars allowed us to immediately enroll those families into programs. Anthony was connected to resources also such as food, clothing for the children, counseling, and support with rental assistance. He was able to begin his job 2 days after he connected with us and was able to move out of the shelter. 4C's Emergency Child Care Fund, funded by the City of Santa Rosa's Violence Prevention Partnership, provided temporary resources for 12 children until we could do the paperwork to get them onto the state resources, which are much more long-term. We also supported 128 high-need at-risk referrals from partner agencies and placed 139 children in care rapidly. Next, we'll talk a little bit about our wonderful program called the Bridge Program. This is supporting our foster resource families. A grandmother, and we'll call her Doris, came to 4C's through a referral from Verity, another one of our partners. Doris shared that she had tragically lost her daughter to domestic violence a week prior and had assumed responsibility for her 3 young grandchildren. She was grieving, feeling lost, overwhelmed, and needed childcare, and was not sure where to start. Doris was connected to the 4C's foster families care team, Irma and Cheryl, because her daughter had an open welfare case. As a foster resource family, 4C's was able to provide enhanced referrals and secured several childcare arrangements for Doris's 3 grandchildren. Childcare was again immediately paid for by the Bridge program vouchers, and her family's other critical needs, including food, clothing, mental health support for the children, were all met. Again, Doris's family is just one unique family that 4C's navigators help every day. They support families dealing with these traumatic situations and the untimely loss of family members. And they strive to make the process, the experience, and the system more accessible for the families who are going through that. The 4C's Foster Family Bridge program supported 95 families this last year, paid for 145 children's childcare, and supported 419 childcare providers to be trained in trauma-informed care. While much has changed at 4C's over the last 52 years, trying to keep up with everything going on here in Sonoma County, 4C's intentions, our values, our purpose, are steady and resolute. 4C's has the structure, the experience, the expertise, and compassion to lead the industry in our community. 4C's mission keeps us consistently focused on areas where we can make significant impact, actively working to create systemic change both locally and at the state level, especially for those who've been historically marginalized. I am incredibly proud of 4C's and our contributions to children and families in Sonoma County. I am re-energized every day when I work with my 225 employees, my amazing 12 board members, numerous community partners, and all of you here in attendance today. We can and will continue to make a positive impact here in Sonoma County, and we can't do it without you. Your partnership, expertise, and support are essential for 4C's to continue our success locally. Thank you for being champions for children, yourselves, and being champions in the work of providing access to childcare for all kids. So as Keith comes up to the stage to begin our Fund a Need, I don't normally kind of do this, but I wanted to make sure I took a moment to acknowledge that there are a lot of unknowns in the world right now. We don't know about what resources will be available and who will not have access to them. So again, I'd like to invite you to join 4C's, join our mission to provide access for all children to early learning and early education and childcare. 4C's will stay our course, anchored in belonging and community, to lift up our families, our children and teachers and caregivers, so they experience kindness, compassion, respect, education, and are surrounded by a community that sees their potential and value. Every dollar invested into the early education and childcare industry provides a return of $7 to $14. Not much other industries do that. Your paddle raise today makes a significant difference to families and children that 4C's serves here in our community and in your neighborhoods. So thank you very much.
Thanks so much, Melanie. Fantastic. So my friends, as Melanie discussed, this is why we're here tonight. I think we can all agree that every child, every family deserves high-quality early childhood development programs and early childhood access to high-quality childcare. So this is where we come in and where everybody can do their part to make sure that this happens for all the families. One thing Melanie outlined that I just think is so important is we're now up to helping or providing 3,200 vouchers. I think she also mentioned there's still 2,300 children and families on the waiting list. So this is where your donations and your generosity comes into play. So here's how this is going to work. I've been asked to start by asking for generous donations in the amount of $5,000 down to $2,500, $1,000, $500, $250, and all the way to $100 with the goal being that one of those amounts, one of those investments in our families and our children right here in Sonoma County is going to work for going to work for every person or every couple in this room. So on that note, do we have anybody here who's really feeling it, wants to kick us off in spectacular fashion with a generous donation in the amount of $5,000? Do we have any $5,000 donors here tonight? Fantastic. $5,000, number 261 right there. Thank you so much. Thank you. That's fantastic. Do you want to say that here?
Flanagan Wines.
So I just want to mention, thanks Tina, this is on behalf of Flanagan Wines, who's just been a spectacular supporter for so long. Let's give it up for Flanagan Wines right there. They're always here, but they couldn't make it this year, so thank you. Now, anybody want to match the Flanagan's generous donation of $5,000? Do we have any other $5,000 donors here tonight, or this afternoon I should say, in the room here? Anybody else at the $5,000 level, $5,000? Fantastic. How about the $2,500 level? The $2,500 is a great level for you. Please raise your paddle proudly. We see our $2,500 level. 165 right there for $2,500. Thank you so much. Nice round of applause. Thank you. Number 247 right there, $2,500. Thank you. Give a round of applause. Thank you. And the rule is you got to clap real loud for people at your own table. That's how it works. The $2,500 level again. Fair amount of money. I agree with the amount of good this is going to do for so many families and so many children, particularly, frankly, a lot of families in kind of some tricky situations. That's who we're helping, as much as or more than anybody else here. So anybody else at the $2,500 level? $2,500. Anybody else at the $2,500 level? $2,500. Fantastic. All right, we've already raised $10,000. Let's keep it going. We're now at my favorite level, which is the $1,000 level, and I love this level so much because it's so accessible for so many folks, yet they really, really add up quickly. If you could raise your paddle and make a generous donation in the amount of $1,000, now's the time. Let's see our $1,000 donors here. Look at the paddles. Here we go. I'm going to start at this side of the room and move on. Number 156 for $1,000 right there. Congratulations. Thank you. Middle of the room, 325 right there at $1,000. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Give a round of applause. That's why we're here. Front of the room, come alive. 110 for $1,000. Thank you as well. Anybody else at the $1,000 level number? Back of the room, 194 for $1,000 right there. Thank you, Jennifer. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. Who else at the $1,000 level? We got one more. We'd be up to 15 large. Let's keep this going. Who else at the $1,000 level? Fair amount of money, I agree, but again, A, the amount of good this is going to do is just truly immeasurable, but B, I'm not an accountant too, but this is all tax deductible, so keep that in mind as well. Who else at the $1,000 level? Do we have any other $1,000 donors here today? 1,000? Anybody else at the $1,000 level? Fantastic. Okay. Now we're going to move on to my next favorite level, which is the $500 level. I love this level so much too because it's so accessible for so many folks, yet they really, really add up quickly. Again, individually there's so much we can do. When we come together as a group like this, we can really make a difference, again, for some of the most vulnerable and at-risk families and children in our community here. So if $500 is your level, please raise your paddle proudly. Let's see our $500 donors. Look at all the paddles. I'm going to start at this side of the room and sweep it here. Number 122 for $500 right there. Thank you. 348, thank you as well, $500. This table come alive. 338, $500. Thank you as well. Appreciate that. Back of the room, 260 for $500. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. Middle of the room, come alive as well. 130, $500. Thank you so much. 228, $500. Thank you both very, very much. Back of the room's alive as well. 309 for $500. Thank you. 172 at $500, my friend. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. This side of the room coming together as well. 147. Thank you so much. $500. Give a round of applause, folks. Come over here. Number 363 right there for $500. Thank you so much. 151, $500. Thank you. What we're showing you today, my friends, is we come together as a community. We can really, really support a lot of folks here, and that's what we're talking about. Anybody else at the $500 level? 500. Anybody else at the $500 level? Again, want to make sure everyone has a chance to think about this. Think about what number is good for you. What can you do to help out here today? Again, we've got some of the most vulnerable and at-risk families and children in our entire community are being served, and they're being served directly by your generosity here today. Anybody else at the $500 level? 500, fantastic. Okay, now we're moving on to the 250 level, and I love this level too because again, individually we can only do so much, but these really come together and add up very, very quickly. If 250 is your number, please raise your paddle proudly. Again, we're going for 100% participation. Look at all the paddles. Here we go. I'm going to start at this side and sweep the room again. Number 154 for 250. Thank you. Watch how quickly these are going to add up. 292 right there. Thank you. Everybody's doing their part. 304. Thank you as well. 363, thank you so much at the $250 level. That table's coming alive. 146, thank you so much. 215, much appreciated. 237, thank you. Back in the room, 137. These are all at the $250 level. Thank you. 258, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Look at the center table is high. Number 213 right there for 250. Thank you so much. 329 right there. Thank you as well. 265, so much appreciated. 174, it's never too late. Thank you. 361, much appreciated. Back tables coming alive. 119, thank you as well. 319, thank you so much. 125 at the 250 level, thank you. 272 right there, $250, thank you. 124, much appreciated, thank you. 317, thank you so much. 266, these are the $250 level, thank you. 253, thank you so much. 321 right there. Someone's writing these numbers down, right? Just kidding. Number 222 right there, 250 bones. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you. Cool. Put it like this at the $250 level. 250. Anybody else at the $250 level? That was great participation, by the way. That might have been our best ever at the 250 level. That was impressive. But let's keep it going. Anybody else at the 250 level? 250. Anybody else at 250? Fantastic. Okay. Our last level we're doing here tonight is the $100 level. I always like to say, maybe you're a guest of somebody here today. Maybe you didn't pay for your own lunch ticket. I'm just saying. If that's the case, what a fantastic way to show your table host that you are grateful to be here and you appreciate this lovely invitation, but by raising your paddle for a generous $100 donation. Let's see our hondos. Here we go. I'm going to start here and move the other side as well. $100 donations. Let's go. Number 183. Thank you so much. 263. This table's hot. Thank you. 362. We're going for 100% participation. We're going to get it. Number 276. Thank you as well. 285 for a hundo. Thank you so much. 141. Thank you so much. 159. Much appreciated. 227 right there. Thank you. Number 191. Thank you so much. Number 281. Back to the room. Much appreciated. Number 113. Thank you. Number 218. Thank you for your $100 donation. Number 332. Thank you. Number 230. I'm sorry, this is feeling like the 100% value. I'm liking this. Number 310. The West Los Angeles area code. Thank you. Number 334. Thank you so much. 342. Much appreciated. Am I going okay? Keep it up there. Thank you. Number 349. Thank you as well. 219 for a hundo. Thank you. Number 347. Thank you as well. 169 for $100. Thank you as well. Number 120. Thank you. I'm sure we're getting close to 100% here. Number 145 for $100. Thank you so much. Number 224. Thank you as well. 210. Thank you as well. Back table's hot. Number 105. Thank you for $100. 333. Thank you. 295. Much appreciated. And 284 for $100 right there. We are cooking here today, my friends. Anybody else at the $100 level? $100? Anybody else at 100? Oh, I almost forgot. I know, I almost forgot. We got this great prize here. We attacked this here. So, right now, this is going to be important. We've done this in the past and it worked so well. We're going to do it again. We call this our last paddle battle. And what this is we have a prize, not for the highest donor, but for our last donor who gives a donation here today. So right now, that's you, my friend, number 284. So if nobody else donates, which I don't think is going to happen, but if nobody else donates, I've got a prize for you. Let me tell you about it. So whoever is not our highest donor, but our last donor today, is going to get, let me tell you about serendipity. And I'm not getting all metaphysical. This property we call serendipity. Situated in Gualala, just north of Sea Ranch, this house is a feast for your senses. So basically what we have is well here I'll get to it. Designed to maximize use, fit perfectly into the hillside. Serendipity has the craftsman look inside and out. Looking through huge picture windows, you can see the Gualala River, the beach, Gualala Point Cliffs, the crashing waves. It has 2 master bedrooms that are on opposite ends of the house for maximum privacy for 2 couples. You get a 2-night midweek stay right there at this house in Guala, overlooking the ocean. Also included is a round of golf for 4, plus lunch at the Sea Ranch. Is that right? Yeah. Plus golf for 4, plus lunch at the Sea Ranch Links. Plus you get 2 bottles of wine, and you get a kayak rental for 2. So basically you got more stuff than you know what to do there, and 2 nights at Guala. There we go, that's what we get a slide right there, that shows it. So anyway, this whole package, 2 nights at Guala is going with all the other stuff to the last donor. So how this works is every time you raise your paddle, you're committing to the donation, right? You're making it, you can raise your paddle as many times as you want, but whoever's last, when we're all out of donations, that person's going to Guala, and again, they get the golf, they get the lunch, they get the kayak rental, they get the wine, and everything all for free. So, right now, you're my last donor, unless someone else donates another $100 in 5, 4, 3, 2. Okay, so 2, 4, 3. Thank you. So you committed, you're making another $100 donation, right? Thank you for that. Appreciate that. You're going to Guala, unless someone else donates another $100 in 5, 4, 3, 2. Well, I just saw 1, 2, 5, but then a second after that, I saw 2, 9, 3. It's all, hey, it's all how, when I see it, that's it. There's no science here. So, like I said, sorry about that. You almost had it, but now I see 1, 2, 6. So now you're going to Guala, except now you're not, because I just saw 1, 2, 1. You're going to Guala, unless, and by the way, thank you each for your $100 commitments, right? And again, you can raise your paddle as many times as you want, but every time you raise your paddle, you're committing to that $100 donation. Right now, that's you, unless someone else donates another $100 in 5, 4, 3. Okay, I saw 2, 8, 1, but then just a hair after that, I saw you. I saw 3, 3, 7. My friend, good news, you're going to Guala. The bad news is I just saw 1, 5, 6. Now you're going to Guala. Thank you for your $100 donation. Guala sounds fun, right? Anybody else want to jump in 5? Does anybody else want to jump in 5, 4, 3, 2? Well, I just saw 1, 2, 1. But then here after that, so that's your second donation. That's your second $100. Thank you. Almost, but sorry, I just saw 1, 4, 6. Now you're going to Guala with all this other great stuff, unless someone else. Oh, now you're not. Sorry. 1, 2, 6. You're going to Guala right now. Thank you for $100 donation. Trip's yours, unless someone else donates $100 in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last. Oh, I saw 2, 4, 3 right under the wire. Thank you. You're going to Guala, unless. Now you're not, sorry, because I just saw 363, 363 right there. You're going to Guala, unless someone else donates another $100 in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last, oh, I just saw 2, 4, 3 again. So now you're in for a few of them, right? Okay, so my folks, I don't know what this is worth, but you figure a 6-sleeper vacation home, the golf, the lunch, the kayak, the wine's not even up there. That's got to be a $2,000 value, perhaps, and you can get it for $100. But you got to be the last donor here tonight. The gentleman over there is going to Guala, unless someone else donates another $100 in 5, 4, 3, 2. Well, I just saw 3, 2, 8. Guess what? You're going to Guala, unless someone else donates another $100 in 5, 4, 3. Is that going to be it? 2, oh, 1, 1, 3. Still taking your own table. I like your style. She's going to Guala, unless someone else donates another $100 in 5, 4, 3. Is she going to take it? 2, 1. Oh, 3, 4, 2. Thank you so much for your generous $100 donation. But then right after that, I think I saw another one over here. Is that right? 1, 2, 6 again. Fantastic. Thank you. You know what? I'm getting the signal like we got a program here to do. So here's what I'm going to do. I've got to make this a little more quick. So right now, guess what? You're going to Guala, unless someone else wants to make this even more interesting and bump it up to a $250 donation. That's the only way we can end this. Otherwise, we might be here all afternoon. We got awards to give out and stuff like that. You're going to Guala. Congratulations. Unless someone else wants to donate $250. Remember, there's probably a $2,000 value, $1,700 value. He's going unless someone else donates $250. There gets it up here. And 5, 250 steals it. 4, 3, 2. We have any 2? Oh, 1, 1, 3. 250 donation. Thank you. All right. So now she's going for a generous $250 donation, unless someone else donates another $250. Air gets thin up here, right? In 5, 250 steals it. 4, do we have another $250 donation? 3, 2, 1. Oh, 2, 4, 3. He's back. Thank you so much. He's taking it. Let's get another $250 donation. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last call, 250. Oh, Teresa, thank you. She's going to, unless someone else donates another $250 in 5, and this is going to be our last level. 4, 3, 250 takes it. 2, 1. Last. Oh, 2, 4, 3 right there. Again, thank you. He's taking it unless someone else donates another $250 in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Give it a tear right there. There's so many of the families and the children who you may never meet, and they never meet you, but they're going to be grateful for the impact that you've made here today. So thank you so much. My name is Keith McLean, Calum Washington. Can't wait to see you again next year. Let's bring Chris back up on your
All right, folks, let's give it up for Keith. Thank you so much. As Keith mentioned, he is a regular supporting 4C's and donating his time to make sure that we're raising funds for this organization. Thank you so much, Keith. I will say, as generous as folks are, we also know not everybody can give monetarily, and there are a ton of people who give their time. If you're on the board of 4C's, can we please have you stand and be recognized? We in the community are so grateful for all of you taking time away from your own families to support this organization. Thank you so much for it. Now, let's get into our awards for 2024. I'm feeling inspired. I really appreciate folks for being here. And I want to recognize really fast our judges for 2024 who had to wade through so many good and deserving and honorable people. We have Ananda Sweet from the Santa Rosa Metro Chamber. We have Lindsay Rose Persina, a 2023 Champion Award recipient. You'll hear from Lindsay in just a little bit. We have Dr. Jeanette Rodriguez Chen from Sonoma Valley Unified School District. Thank you for participating. And we have Elise Warner from the Santa Rosa Junior College, who were able to look at all of these organizations and come up with these winners. And I'm sure that list will continue to grow in the coming days. Let's start by bringing up Lindsay to talk a little bit as the representative of the judges group about what the experience was like and how people can participate.
All right, good afternoon, everybody. So every year, the Judges Committee is made up of different community members and leaders, and I had the distinct pleasure of sitting with 3 other powerhouse women in a room and sifting through over 40 amazing nominations that made it so gut-wrenchingly hard to choose our champions this year. I think this is probably, at least for me, it was one of the most difficult years that I've ever had to choose anybody for anything. So we had 40 nominations in 6 categories, and we were just so inspired by all the work that everybody did this year. So if you were a nominee and you're in this room today, please stand up so we can give you a round of applause and celebrate you for a moment. Thank you to all of our nominees and to everybody who took the time to nominate our nominees and champions. And I would like to bring Chris back so we can hand out some awards today.
All right, so here's how this is going to work. We're going to introduce a nominee. We'll watch a quick video about their impact. I want that nominee to then come up to the stage where they will get their award. take a picture with Melanie, which is always a treat anyway, and then we'll move on to our next one. But we're going to start with our Inspired Start 0 to 5 Early Care and Education Award nominees and winners. This year, the category was so impressive that the judges actually picked 2 winners. So our first winner is Nancy Libby with Brush Creek Nursery School. And let's go to the video.
When I was 14, I was actually placed at Brush Creek Nursery School through an organization called SAY, which is Social Advocates for Youth. And I would ride my bike out to Brush Creek, which is in Rincon Valley, and I learned so much from the teachers there and the administrator. She just kind of took me under her wing and taught me so much, and I kind of fell in love with it then. I just thought it was so interesting, and how children develop and how their minds work, and I just kind of fell in love with the whole idea of helping little kids. We serve 2 years, 9 months to 5-year-olds. The 2 years, 9 months are very little. I'm working with them right now, the little guys. We're very play-based, so it's a lot of playing, but they're also learning to build a foundation. And that to me is very important work. And they're having their own successes, and they're learning to talk to each other and work problems out and take turns. Just having that one child that is really afraid to be away from mom or dad, is their first experience away from their families, and they finally feel comfortable and confident to be at school. It is hard for them, to be in this environment, and we try to keep it as happy as we can, as safe as it is, and make them feel safe. I'm very hopeful that things will be better for them, that they'll have a place in this world where they feel good and safe, and that they feel like they can handle it. That's really a part of what I do too. It's like I want to give them the confidence to be able to solve problems and to be a part of our society, and have a good foundation. And I think if you really want to make a difference in our society, this is the place to go. All kids need good care.
The judging committee wrote about Nancy, that Nancy has dedicated her professional career to serving her community. With over 45 years of experience in preschool education, Nancy has spent the majority of her career at Brush Creek Nursery School, where she has nurtured and guided countless local families. Renowned as an exceptional mentor and resource for both parents and teachers, Nancy is a passionate advocate for the importance of early childhood education. Let's bring Nancy up to get her award and take the photo.
Lent us their big old check.
Our second award today for the Inspired Start 0 to 5 Early Care and Education goes to Tracy Johnson with West End.
I became an infant toddler caregiver in Santa Cruz, California, 40 plus years ago, and fell in love with children of that age. Just found my niche, and I've never left. So I've done direct service, I've been an infant toddler caregiver, family child care provider, center director, pretty much you name it, I've held the role. And I think it all started supporting children and families in direct service. I was inspired by hearing references, especially to toddlers, and how difficult they were. They get a bad rap, I've always wanted to counteract that reputation, that I always felt that if somebody just could spend some quality time with children birth to 36 months, 18 to 36 months, they would understand what an honor it is to watch the development occur daily. I just decided that if I felt this passionate about supporting those children, their families, and primarily the caregivers of those children, it might be contagious. And I think I've brought a few people over to the toddler side in my 4 decades. But that's where my heart started, and it's still there, still there. I would love them to get the respect they deserve. I'm a Micah Gerber aficionado, and she taught me 35, 40 years ago that the bottom line is the very youngest children should be as respected as the oldest person on our planet.
Tracy has over 40 years of experience in early care and education, specializing in infants, toddlers, and their families. She is the Northern California Area Manager for the Program for Infant Toddler Care at West Ed, where she coordinates staff and oversees online course offerings. Tracy has trained and coached early care providers in various settings nationwide, and has been an associate faculty member at SRJC since 1999, teaching developmental courses. Let's bring up Tracy.
She's also a former 4C's board member. I think she was on the board when I was hired. Shall we take a picture? This way, this way? Yes. We're learning. Wow. Thank you.
Our third Champion for Children award is the Inspiring Education for K-12. And our awardee is Rose Hemick with Redbud Resource Group.
Our organization, Redbud Resource Group, is a Native woman-led 501c3 nonprofit based here in Sonoma County, and we do many levels of advocacy work, from doing educational PDs for teachers and educators to writing curriculum for across the state and implementing them into classrooms. Different levels of advocacy work kind of brought me into this work. And just a lot of heavy involvement in our local tribal community, providing opportunities for people to learn about who the local people were. And we bring a lot of those elements into our Going Beyond Land Acknowledgements programming. For people who do not know, Sonoma County is like a big mixing pot of people, yet a lot of the time the local people get overlooked when it comes to services and resource distribution. And so a lot of our efforts in our trainings and our workshops, our curriculum, is all about how can we help people find ways that they can redistribute resources back to tribal communities here and wherever they may live or offer services. But all of that education has to start with our children. I would love to see more cultural immersion involved in all of our schools, whether it be TK and kindergarten to 6th grade, but also integrating that into middle and high school. I think for our youth to feel that they have a space in community, a space in their school that feels a little bit like home, that feels like a safe place to express who they are. The focus of having our children being educated is very important. We want to make sure that it's not just Native children, but all children have an opportunity to learn about who the local people are wherever they live. So not just here in Sonoma County, but everywhere.
My excited about Rose. The selection committee said that Rose is the Community Relations Manager at Redwood Resource Group. Rose is an enrolled tribal member of the Round Valley Indian Tribes in Mendocino County and has worked with Native American youth and families for more than 10 years and currently serves on several advisory boards and committees with a focus on tribal sovereignty and harm reduction work. Rose serves as the Community Relations Manager for Redbud and is the lead facilitator for the Going Beyond Land Acknowledgements programming. Let's give it up again for Rose. To present our next award, I'm going to bring up Brandon Kelsey, the 4C's Vice Chair.
All right, so the award for the Strong Families Public Service Agency individuals goes to Robin Bowen from the Child Parent Institute. I've always wanted to say this with a mic in my hand. Roll the tape.
Our work is about ending and preventing child abuse in Sonoma County and supporting and strengthening families and children. When I started college, decided to take a parenting class, and I got very interested in the fact that there's other ways to care for children. So that really led me to the idea of caring for children, but also prevention. What can we do to prevent people from experiencing trauma? A lot of the work we do is about preventing adverse childhood experiences for children. So my hope is that we can catch families from the time very early on pregnancy or right after the baby's born, because a lot of those babies are born with trauma already because there might be a single parent or a parent with drug addiction or homeless parent, something that creates those adverse childhood experiences. So my vision would be to try to prevent that from happening, and we have more kids that are growing up healthy adults. The most rewarding part is knowing that it's making a difference, that children are happier, parents are less stressed. It's not just me that does this work. It's really the staff that every day is going into people's homes. It's the teachers at our school that's working with the kids. It's the therapists who are working with the kids and the parents, and all the other things that go on at our agency. This award for me is about them.
I love every word of that video. It is my privilege to present the Strong Families Public Service Agency Individual Award, as mentioned, to Robin Bowen, the Executive Director of the Child Parent Institute. Robin's work at CPI has included efficient services to meet the needs of vulnerable and underserved families, working to increase collaborations and community organizations, and a comprehensive expansion of programs to offer prevention, intervention, and therapeutic support when needed. She's also involved both locally and regionally in advocacy efforts on behalf of children and families. Please join me in welcoming Robin for this well-deserved award.
Staff and board to stand up, because it's not about me, it's about all of you.
Congratulations.
Next, we're going to turn it back over to Lindsay Brasina to present our next award winner.
Okay, I'm back. So the next award for Healthy Communities, Health, Medical, and Wellness goes to Alan Petty with Lobo Rugby.
I'm most well known for being a rugby coach. I coached rugby at LCL High School. Lobo rugby team was a club side. I've done this my 29th year. I've done it for 28 years. This has been my 29th year. I don't know how to explain it, but when January comes around, our season begins in January, and it starts getting cold and it's muddy out on the fields, it just seems like it's a place for me to go. It's just something I really enjoy. The fact that it helps the community is awesome, but what's different is the culture about the whole sport. After the game, both teams come together and our captains pick their two best players and their captains pick our two best players. They give each other a hug and sometimes we exchange t-shirts, things like that. And then we all go and eat together. So it's not just you smash into each other. It's a very physical sport, but it's also you accept the culture of the whole thing. It's very much of, hey, you were a really good player and man, you were hard to beat. You respect your opponents, and I think, and that's a very, very big difference. And so that's pretty cool. I've had students go on to college, and rugby got them into college, and that's really terrific. We've sent kids to every Ivy League school except for Brown University. Very rewarding to see a kid go to Harvard or see a kid go to Yale. That's really kind of cool. So we have had a lot of success in the field. Won a national championship and 5 state championships, but that's the byproduct. The whole culture and the practices and all that stuff is the key that makes these things successful. And that enables kids to take that attitude and that stuff and move it over and say, okay, now I can be successful with this part of my life and things like this. The biggest thing is giving kids, especially at my school, just that stability in their life. Our standard values are faith and family first, school second, rugby third, the team is more important than the individual. I love the kids, and it's amazing that I'm given these opportunities, so I feel very, very blessed.
So it is my honor to present the Healthy Communities Health, Medical, and Wellness Award to Mr. Petty. It has been 6 years since I graduated from LC Allen, and I still can't call him Allen. So Mr. Petty began his rugby journey in 1983 at Long Beach State while in the Marine Corps Reserves, later playing for UC Berkeley's national championship team in 1988. Over his extensive coaching career, he has led his teams at Lamarinda Rugby, Pioneer High School, and LC Allen High School, where his teams have won multiple state and league championships. Mr. Petty has also coached Northern California All-Star teams at various levels, the Olympic Club of SF, and the Santa Rosa Men's Club. His dedication extends to providing rugby opportunities to high school students regardless of financial constraints. And one thing that I would like to add about Mr. Petty is, as somebody who was lucky enough to know him in high school, he's somebody who, when you grow up on that side of Santa Rosa, you don't have a ton of people who always make you feel like they believe in you. And he's somebody who makes you want to show up to school and to practice and stay out of trouble. So, thank you for continuing to inspire us every day.
Our next award is for the Safe Surroundings Award, and it goes to La Luz Center.
La Luz Center is a non-profit organization that is based in Sonoma Valley, and our clients are mostly underserved Latinos in the community. 90% of our clients are Latinos, and 100% of our staff, client-facing staff, is bicultural and bilingual.
all of our teachers are from the community, so they are really close to the community. They know the community, so the participants trust on them because they feel they connected with them. We serve infants, toddlers, and preschool. So we are giving each child the best education based on their age.
We have 4 key areas that we focus, strategic areas that we focus on. One is basic needs. We support our clients in regards to obtaining their basic needs. The second area is immigration, legal services, and we support in Sonoma Valley there are many immigrants, and we support them in regards to their legal needs. The third area that we have is economic advancement, and the intent is to increase the earning potential of Latino families, individuals and families in Sonoma Valley. And the fourth area, which is a wonderful, wonderful area, and this is why we're here, is early childhood education. And we have our Estrellitas, or Little Stars, early childhood education hub.
The hub is a center. Our focus is providing spaces for families, for school readiness, social connection, parent resilience, and concrete support in times of needs for them. We are making a lot of difference for families that they don't know how to navigate the school system.
For nearly 40 years, La Luz Center has been a cornerstone of support for Latino individuals and families in Sonoma Valley as they work to meet their basic needs. Their comprehensive programs and services are designed to enhance earning potential through small business support and English as a second language classes, ensure community safety by guiding individuals through the complex immigration and naturalization process, and close the education gap with early childhood education initiatives for children ages 0 to 3 and their parents. Let's bring it up the La Luz team for a photo of the award. For our final award of the day, I want to bring up our Champion Award sponsor, Summit State Bank, and Senior Vice President and Marketing Director, Ronnie Brown.
Thank you, Chris. So I have the pleasure of presenting the last award. The Positive Social Connection Outstanding Peer Leadership Innovative Community Programs Award. Let's watch the video.
We're a nonprofit organization located right here in Santa Rosa that's serving schools across the nation and locally as well. Our programs are aimed to help create schools that are safe, welcoming, and inclusive for all students and adults on the campus, to prevent and de-escalate bullying and other mean-spirited behavior. We do that through some of our programs, including our flagship program, Safe School Ambassadors, which is a bullying prevention program, and it is really geared at empowering youth to stand up and speak up for each other, giving them skills and empowerment to do that, so that they feel confident and comfortable and can make a safer school for all. It's a cliche statement, but it's a true statement that children are our future, and if we don't invest in them, then we are actually not investing in our future. It's really important to help kids find their path to being successful adults. Really, youth can be a part of the solution and not just part of the challenges. One thing that we say there is it's harder to hate someone when you know their story, And a lot of the programming that we do is about building relationships and about building bridges with kids from different cliques. And that is so incredibly powerful. And just to watch that happening in a training that we do for Safe School Ambassadors, it's just, I mean, I have chills thinking about it now, because they are ready and able to make a difference. They just need the skills to be able to do that. Investing in youth early and regularly in prevention, I think, is the most important thing that we can do for our kids, but also for our communities.
It is my privilege to present the Positive Social Connections, Outstanding Peer Leadership, Innovative Community Program Award to Erica Vogel of Community Matters. Erica has over 25 years of experience in the nonprofit management, education, and youth development field. After 14 years of residing in Michigan, Erica and her family moved back home to Sonoma County. She joined the Community Matters team in 2010 and took leadership of the organization as the CEO in 2020. Prior to joining Community Matters, Erica served as the executive director of Big Brothers and Big Sisters. Erica's nonprofit experience also includes senior management positions with the YMCA, the glasses don't help, and the American Heart Association Youth Market. She holds a BA in Management and Organizational Development from Spring Arbor University, and her experience includes nonprofit leadership, coaching, training, program development, implementation, fundraising, marketing, and community relations. I would like to take a minute to recognize Erica and her beautiful red glasses that were in the video. I saw her across the room and I thought, I need to know that lady. Those glasses spoke so loudly to me. I'm about to retire and I have the good fortune of serving on a committee with Erica, and one of the things that I was really impressed by is these people come together and volunteer their time and sit around a table, and she allows them to have a voice and to have the kindness in her heart is incredible. That kindness box is way beyond full. It is my pleasure to sit with you on that committee. I'd like to recognize my employer, Summit State Bank, for allowing us to give back so largely to our community nonprofits. Without the nonprofits, so many people would be underserved, and I can't thank you enough for what you do, the 4C's as well as Community Matters. Erica, you are certainly worthy of this recognition.
Come on, get Ronnie in here too.
I love you, Ronnie.
My turn, my turn.
Well, oh my gosh, I'm like got the tears. I've worked with so many of these individuals and organizations, and it just touches my heart every time we get to do this. And I am so grateful to be in this community with you all, and that we're doing this work together. And for those who I don't know, who I've just met, you clearly make such a difference. So thank you, and congratulations to all of our 2024 champions. I'm just going to close with a few thankful, grateful moments of, I just need to recognize a few people, and I'm just so grateful. Again, it's just like, you're all here, and this is a beautiful space, and it's Sonoma County, and we do amazing work together. I am thankful for my 4C's board. Thank you for all your support and your leadership and guidance that helps 4C's to thrive. Thank you to the 4C's team, all my staff who are here, who helped welcome you here today. and particularly Blythe, Taylor, and Rachel for making today happen. I would share with you, this little sticky was passed my way. Our total today, we made over $70,000. Thank you. That's amazing. Again, congratulations to our incoming assemblymen. We need you up there. We got a lot of work to do. Thank you for being here today to help us celebrate. And I think for me and 4C's, please, everybody, have a wonderful holiday season. We're going into that now. It's that time of year. Have a wonderful afternoon, and I hope that the stories you heard today and the work that you're seeing that's going on in the community is inspiring to you when it's dark and it's hard, that it helps us to stand up and find the light and find the gut way to continue to support those that we can really make impact with. The people right here around us, our kids, our families, and make sure Sonoma County is strong. Thank you. And yeah. Have a wonderful afternoon. I would like to invite my board of directors, please, and all the champions to join us over by the 4C's, what's it called, Step and Repeat, and come take a picture. We need some photo ops. And also champions, just so you know, these videos are available to you. We will make sure that you have them, have access to them, so you can use them as well. All right. Thank you. Have a wonderful afternoon. Thank you, Melanie.